Gibbs. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Canada. Today is, well, Thanksgiving is around the corner for us Canadians, and I hadn't gotten, hi Linda, you're ready, all right. I realized I hadn't gotten any Thanksgiving decor ready. I haven't pulled out any of my stuff, and I had purchased the garland kit. I forgot to turn off the volume and I put it on the wrong side. Anyways, so I thought that the kit sale was only yesterday and the day before, but the kit sale is still on today. There are many more things unavailable, but there's still quite a few kits available, and the garland is one of them. So if I had realized that it was still on sale, so I took last night and I didn't want the garland. Well, I kind of did. I probably should have bought a second one. Anyways, I wanted to make a wreath out of it. So I did go ahead and do that. I will show it to you and I will explain what I did. Unfortunately, I've already done it, but I do have a ton of pieces left over. My wreath isn't super thick because I did it on the wire that it comes with. So I had contemplated getting a round wreath of some sort from Michael's, and I figured that the wire would be good enough, and it is. It actually looks really good. It's just not kind of as full as what they show the garland to be, so I have lots of pieces left over, which isn't the end of the world. You can make other stuff with it. So I'm going to, I usually do little, not always place cards, but little treats for Thanksgiving in the past. So I wanted to do that, and I thought, what better time to do it than for a live, and then I can get my ideas out there and I can get some done, and hopefully it'll inspire you to do some as well if you're celebrating Thanksgiving this weekend or later down the road. You've got lots of time to prepare for it. So either way, it's lots of fun. So yeah, the kits are on sale till the end of today. We do have the demonstrator starter kit sale that is for the whole month of October, and it is an amazing deal. So you can spend $48 and get $165 worth of product, no shipping, no tax if you're in Alberta. There is non-GST tax in the other provinces, or you can spend $135 and get $252 worth of product if you want to go that route, if you have a bigger wish list. So that's for the whole month of October. There's also the Traditions of Christmas card class that Stampin' Up! Is putting on. That is in October, end of October, October 23rd. I still haven't looked up if you have to purchase the suite to purchase the class. I'm not sure on that one. I know if you already have the suite, it says you can purchase the class without purchasing the suite. So that's not a problem there. The other thing I wanted to mention is the advent calendar. I have purchased the advent calendar. I know it's expensive, but I did preview. There's demonstrators out there are ruining it for everyone. There's some that have opened all the days and you can go see what's inside. And I get it. You want to know, especially because it's the first year, you want to know if it's worth it or not. The advent calendar is not available. I just looked and it was available. Are you talking about the advent calendar or the wreath? Or the garland? Because both of them were just available. Like I looked 5 minutes ago and it didn't even say low inventory. Either way, if the advent calendar is not available, if that's what you're, the tradition suite. Yes, there's a couple of pieces and parts that aren't available, but for the most part, it's available. You just can't order it as the suite. There, I think the embellishments and I can't remember. There was another piece of it that was missing. Maybe the paper was out. Either way, I believe the bundles are still available. But yes, I'm not sure what the date is on that. I forgot to look at that one. And then I have my own classes. So I have the Halloween memories is this weekend, but the big one that's left is the Christmas card crank. And that one I just packaged up and cut up on the weekend, and I'm sending them out to people who already, sorry, I'm gonna grab it, who already registered. But there's still time to get in on it if you want to. This is kind of what now there is a bit of an issue with the postal strike. So this is why I prepped it early, because I sent it with other people who were heading out to the other side of Canada to deliver for me, because it is super expensive to go outside of Canada. It was going to be expensive to begin with. So if you're in Edmonton and you can do pickup, then you can do the class. Otherwise, I don't think I'll be able to ship it out. And I was gonna give a sneak peek of the cards, but I didn't want to spoil it. So there's 6 different cards, and you can make either 18 or 36 of them. So there's a sneak peek of the cards. It uses the memories and more, and the beautiful greetings for you mix and match. So if that interests you, and you live in Edmonton, you can let me know. All right, that was just an aside there. Let me get flipped over and then I can get started. And then we do the awkward make you seasick transition. And I forgot to check if the volume, oh, the volume's way down. Hopefully you could hear me. All right. Okay, so here is the Harvest Home Garland kit that I was talking about. So it is meant to be a garland. It comes in it's just slightly bigger than your usual paper pumpkin box. Not much, very smidge. And then it has all these pieces of paper that you punch the leaves out. Now, hold on to your pieces of paper, simply because you can use this. I did end up die cutting from these. I was die cutting some leaves for my table setting because I wanted it to match. And I don't know if this is two-tone paper or what it is, but I haven't figured out all the colors that it matches with. I mean, they match, but they're not an exact match. So I just pulled these out and I die cut out of these. And as you can see, there was two sheets of each or 4 sheets of, I can't remember. Lots. This is where the wire was. There's a bunch of acorns and some leaves. And then there was leaves that were together like so. And like this is not a color that we have. And it's kind of like a mulberry paper almost, which is cool. And then you've got kind of the basic beige-ish. And then there's a whole lot of the copper foil pieces. So there's some that are together like this. And look at all the extra foil that you have that you can cut out of. So don't throw those pieces away. Keep it, because I thought I had copper foil and I did, but very little left, and I went to cut out letters for the middle of my wreath, and well, I pulled this out. So then this is kind of crumb cake, but not quite, kind of balmy blue. And then there's this gray, which again is kind of like that mulberry paper or pulp. It's cool. It's textured. But it's like, it's not quite pebbled path and it's not quite basic gray. I don't know. Yeah, and you can see lots and lots. And you can see, look, I still have a ton of leaves left, and I'll show you. So here's all my leftover copper pieces. So So that's all of that. And then there's this wire that it comes with. So what I did was I just kind of smoothed it out because I didn't want to kink it. I didn't want to get, because I wanted it to be a circle. And then they recommend to use a glue gun. So I got lots of burns on my fingers last night. But obviously, I wonder if I can, my wreath is way too big. See, you can't even see it if I put it. But you kind of get the gist of it. It's a big round wreath with the little acorns throughout. So then to finish it, which I haven't done so yet because I was going to do it at the end, but I may as well do it now that I'm showing this to you. I don't have to finish it. I'll just show you what I was going to do. I grabbed some old ribbon. This is long retired braided linen trim. I really like this because I thought it would go well. So here's the copper letters. So I cut out fall and I used so these are the party alphabet, I think is what it's called. Yes, party alphabet and the party banners. And these are bundled in the annual catalog. They're the best thing on earth if you like to make banners, if you like to personalize things. I think I showed it. I have a banner with the boo for Halloween. It's super cute. Just makes great decor if you like to do that stuff. So my plan was to punch, what size? We'll go with the smaller. I was going to punch holes here. I think actually the dies, now that I remember, they have so these are the to put around the holes, and these are the hole punches. So if you want perfect holes, these show, like if you put them in the corner, you know they're going to be in the same spot all the way across, which is maybe what I'll do. So I won't do it right now. I totally forgot these were here, and because I was going to pull out my old eyelets that I have, but instead I can use these, and it'll just kind of reinforce the holes so it lasts longer. And so we can put that away. The plan then is to have this string going across, see a fall, and then I was going to attach it into the center of my wreath here, like so. And then, oops, that's off camera. There we go. So pretend there's the cord going through. Doo-doo. And it's attached. And it says fall. Isn't that cute? So cute. I really like, so I measured, this actually fits. I have a round mirror in my dining room, and it just fits perfectly on the mirror. I haven't figured out how I'm going to attach it to the mirror. Or I might, I do hang a wreath over my stove on the hood as decoration at Christmas time. So I do have a hook there, so I might hang it there. It might be too big for there though, but I'm not sure. Haven't figured that out yet. But this is my starting point for my decor. So I wanted to keep with the colors and the kind of the leaves and all that stuff. So I've got 3 options to make. You can make, you could do name cards. Sorry, I just had to take a drink. Or you can do just treats. I've got both options. I haven't decided what I want to do yet. So my first one, I've got a piece of cardstock and a piece of designer series paper. This is the paper from the Gather, if used it before. Gathering Together Specialty Designer Series paper because it has the gold foiling on the one side. And then I'm always torn because I really like this, but I feel bad covering up the gold. I don't know about you guys. I always have, I have not a panic attack, but I do have a hard time saying goodbye to the gold. I feel like I'm wasting it or something. So this piece of cardstock is 3.5 by 6. Oh, no, not 6. I lied. 5 3/4. And then you're going to score it at 1 3/4. 3.5 and 5 1/4. So you've got that little 1/2 inch there. And while I've got this out, before I do all that, I'm gonna do this piece as well. So this piece is 3 by 5 7/8. So it's just shy of 6. Oh, I didn't cut it down. Okay, I'm gonna cut it down now. Now it is 3 by 5 7/8. All right, it's nice, right? Oh, it's too bad. I was gonna say you should get one for Thanksgiving. How do I get it to you? Okay, so then this one, you're gonna score kind of the same. You're gonna go 1 3/4. And then you're gonna go just a smidge past, so not the 3 5/8, but like 3 16ths, just that smidge past. Or you could actually even do it at the 3.5. I'm just gonna go slightly over just to give it that little bit of space. And then this one you're gonna score at the same, right? No, at 5 3/8. So just past the quarter mark there, so it can go around the cardstock piece. Okay, you could put it the same measurements. It'll just be tight going around your cardstock. It's not the end of the world. So for the cardstock, I'm just gonna fold on the score lines. All right, and then you could use tear and tape, which I normally do. I wouldn't recommend glue for this because you have to hold it down and then you're fighting with it. Or you can use the Steel Plus. So the Steel Plus is just a little bit thicker than the tear and tape. So for this, I thought they're both super strong. So either way works. And then you're just going to line it up and kind of push it down, and then you can stick your bone folder in if you want to kind of get it pressed down. Okay, so that's the start of it. And then we're going to do the same thing with our, I guess, I can't remember if I decided I was going to go this way. I used this side on my, well, we'll go this way. I'll change it up next time if I haven't decided which one I want to do. Maybe you guys can help me decide. Or maybe I'll use them all. And then, so this one, you're going to go around. So it's ideal, like you don't want the, oh my goodness, my words, the fold. So I kind of want it to come where it's on the, where my seam is. That's the word I'm looking for. Oh my goodness. And then you don't see it, but I think, is this upside down? Yes, my leaves are upside down. I want them to go this way. Okay. So again, I can put my peel there. And then it's covering my seam. So it's just kind of like a double hold it together kind of measurement there. So it's not attached. You could, like it can slide. You can glue it down if you want to, but it's not necessary. But so you can see this makes a really good name placeholder. You could, I'm going to look to see if I can find little mini Toblerones. I think that would be fun in there, but it would just slide out. So it's not the best of treat holders, but it's a great name holder. So for the name holder, I used the Amber Autumn. I just took this leaf because it fit perfectly to cut out, like I said, the papers that were left over from the wreath. And then I have my little name place here. So say, oh, let me make a banner first. Now, if you have a punch, you've seen me use punches to do this. You can do it with your scissors like so. But see, I always make a mess. I like to use my punch just because I'm apparently not the best scissor cutter. I did glue down, so I cut out two pieces, like the lighter and the darker, and I used them on opposite ones. You'll see my sample one. So I took the veining out of one and I put the veining of the lighter on the other one. So then it kind of has that two-tone look there. So you could do it with all of them. But I thought one and one was good. So here I'm going to put my own. I was trying to figure out, I don't usually print backwards because I was trying to figure out if I did my lettering this way, it would work better. But then I have to, I don't know. I'm not. And I wish I had fancy writing. See, I could have totally moved it way over, but I don't. So you could use letters from dies. That's really bad. I don't like that. Anyways, then I'm gonna put my my leaves on. I'm gonna bop. I'm gonna bop them up with. I probably want to use a smaller one for. Oops. Okay, that just came off on me. It really wants to get stuck down somewhere. That one is like, okay, I'm good. Pick me. Oh, and now this is coming off. I hate it when it does that. Okay. Sometimes they, when they cut them, it seems like they get cut too much through the paper, and then when you go to peel it, it all peels off. I'm going to just put a dot of glue here because I want it to hold. And then you could pop up the name tag, but I don't really want to pop up this name tag because I want to redo it. But we'll put one, and we won't stick it down very well. I'll redo it. I gotta figure out a different way to do the names. Maybe have them printed or something. And then you would take off your leaves and pop them up like so. And then my other one with the opposite leaves. So Cajun Craze is one of the colors that's in the garland. So where's my other sample? Oh, here it is. So there, so this one has the darker, but it's the same color scheme as my garland. So it's all matchy-matchy. So that's the first one. And you can put, so you can see this one, I did exactly the same measurements, and then it's just a little off because it has to get around. Whereas this one, because I went a smidge more, because it has that 1/8 more, you may as well on your second one, instead of 3.5, just go a little bit more than 3.5, and then it, or you can just fold it over manually over the Cajun craze, and then you'd like just kind of make your marks and then score it that way without measuring. Some people find that easier. Okie dokie. My next one is a really fun, easy one. I think I might have shown this before, but a long time ago. So we'll do it again. So I've got a piece of the designer series paper again. This one is 4 by 6 is the piece of paper. I did my sample with this on the outside. Again, I was thinking I would alternate and do 1 and 1, but I'm having I like this side, but I have a hard time hiding the gold. What about you guys? Do you have a hard time hiding the like the pretty, I don't want to say the pretty side because they're both pretty. The shiny side. Do you have troubles? Anyways, I'm going to try the non-shiny side. Okay, here we go. So you're going to put either Seal Plus or Tear and Tape on 2 sides. So you're going to put it on one long side and one short side, and that's it. And then you want to roll it together. Now, I don't know, I know some people say that it's easier to roll it so that you can line it up if you keep it down. But I find that hard. So what I find, I prefer to pick it up, or I prefer to have the ends up, I guess. I do like to put the bottom on something and then just try and go over where it doesn't want to cross. See, it wants to be the other way. The shiny side wants to be out. And just make sure that my 2 ends are lined up, and then I can squish it down. And then when you, so I have sticky on this side, no sticky on this side. And when you want to squish it down, you don't want to put your seam in the middle, because when you go to do this top part, it'll not be good. So push it off to one of the sides, and then you're going to squish the bottom like so. And then you've got kind of a you went from a paper, a toilet paper tube to a, I don't know, what would you call this? A toothpaste, toothpaste tube. And then, so this part is going to end up coming like so. And if you, it actually, if you kind of fold it tight enough, especially in the middle, it will stay on. There's no sticky there. Like, I can reopen it. I can put my treats inside, and then it just likes to, like, you just kind of push it down a little bit and it likes to stay on its own. So I don't know what you would call this at this point. But the way I was thinking is that I would put it this way, and that way if you were still putting name tags, you could have them on the plates. So then I cut out a label. I ended up doing 2 because I wasn't sure which way I was going to put this and how it would look. So I did one in the basic beige, which matches, and I've got one in Cajun Craze. And then I've got some leaves that I took out of the designer series paper. And unfortunately, and maybe there was one piece, I can't remember, but I couldn't find it if there was. I'm not sure if any of the leaves cut out with the dies, which is unfortunate. I love it when they match the dies to the designer series paper. I mean, in some ways it's disappointing because you have this, you can't make this beautifully foiled paper to keep making more with it once you're out of the paper, and then I end up buying more paper because I worry about, I won't have any more and I can't make any more. But I do like it when it cuts it out. Because me and fussy cutting, I think it's a lack of, part of it's a lack of patience. Part of it is my eyes do not like fine things, and my thumbs and my neck. I think my neck is because of my eyes, or vice versa. I don't know, but either way. These are fairly small and quick at least, so not too bad. So I already pre-cut this one, and we've got this one. So now we just have to decide. So again, you could put a name on, or what I did on the one is I used the Thankful for You, which is from the Gathering Moments, from all the same suite as the paper and the leaves and everything. Or I found this, You're Simply the Best, and it's from the Amber Autumn stamp set, because I felt like it would fit nicely here, and then I could put my leaf. Then it, I think, because it's, if it's one of my emergency contacts or whatever, but I'm gonna guess it's not an emergency. Hopefully it's not. All right. Okay, so I have You're Simply the Best, and then you can again pop up the, oh, I might have put it too far because I was going to put my little mushroom. Oh, I think it'll fit. It'll fit. Let's see if we can, oh, there. That one didn't come off with the paper. I hate having Band-Aids on, but I was, we had balloons from last Christmas in the basement. Some of them were dead, some of them were still just floating around. And I was just so sick of seeing them, so I just took them and I was popping them. There was a pen handy, so I took the pen, started popping, and of course one of them didn't want to pop. So, you know, I got my finger and I took a chunk of skin off. Like, huh, all this just to pop some balloons. But anyways. That is why I have an annoying Band-Aid on. Okay. So we've got the leaves, we've got, and then, so that's cute too. What I would do is I would put two-dimensional, you could probably even get away with one, but, and then you can, I totally forgot to even, you know what you could do? You can cut this one in half. Let's see, about there. And, well, now my dimensionals are in the way, but you could go on the outside of this and then stick it down. But I'd have to move. Oh, hopefully it, I tried not to push on it. So do you guys know the twist technique when you make a boo-boo? It is, well, I twisted off the other end. It's the best way to not lose your dimensional. All right, so then we stick that on there, and then you could use, oops, did I just put that? Stick it on the right way. Okay, it's because there, okay. So we want it like that, and that way they'll know the direction. So you can just use a dimensional, because you saw that it pretty much stays closed without anything, but if you just want to make sure that it sticks, you could use a glue dot or a dimensional. And then once my treats are inside, I would pop that together and then put that at each place setting. Right? Isn't that cute? Okay. Oh, and then my other one with the, this one for some reason doesn't want to stay closed. It must be where my seam is, or I don't know, or maybe I just didn't do it hard enough. But this one I had the thankful for you, and then it's got more color around it. So I don't know. I found it busy though with the leaves and the leaves. This one, the leaves pop more, but either way, they're both pretty. Do you have a preferred one? So that's another option. Yeah, so like I said, kisses fit in here really nicely. Like little mini chocolate bars for Halloween. Some candy, whatever, candy corn, if that's your people's things, whatever is people's favorites. Okay, I have one more for you. It is kind of a constructed something. I've used the Peace on Earth dies, which is one of the suites in the mini catalog. It has these cute label, I almost see them as tags also. Just a good shape. Now you could if you have one of the tag punches, you could do this with a tag and just cut your strips. This ends up having a nice, edge on it. So it's just a little extra. But you can use other things to do the same thing. I'm going to cut so I have two pieces here. I'm going to cut my pieces together and I'm at 3/4. I just want it on the edge. It doesn't matter if you're off. You could have it shorter. You could have it more, just as long as you have a flat edge, I guess, is the key. You like the plain side one finished. Oh, I think I do too. Because I think the paper is distracting from the other pieces. It always feels wrong to cover up that beautiful gold foiled paper. Oh, I put this away, but I jumped the gun a little bit. So next, I'm going to score each one of these at 3. You could do it at 3/4, at 1 inch. Again, it's not going to affect the function of your little treat box. Just make sure whatever you do to one, you do to the other, and the same. So you don't want to do one at 1 inch and one at 3/4 inch. It would still work. It just might look funny. So you want those two to be the same. I don't know if you can see that on camera. Where's my camera? I can't see. Am I blind? I don't feel like it's picking it up. Anyways, I'm not going to really fold it because it doesn't need to be. Then I have a piece here that doesn't look like it's the right size, but it is. It is 2.5 by 3 inches. And I'm going to, once again, I forgot to score it before I put it away. So here I'm going to score at a 1/2 inch all the way around. So you're going to go a half. And again, you can change. I got this idea from another demonstrator who had made something similar. I think she had hers at 1/4 inch. I think I might even go up to 3/4 inch, depending on what you're putting inside as your treat. This just kind of gives it a ledge so that your treats don't fall out everywhere. So I felt like a 1/4 seemed a little too small, but so I just adjusted it. Just a little bit of math. You know, and you could use any like label piece like this if it has, you know, a cute top that you want to use, and you can just calculate what you need based on the size of that once you see what I do with it, and then you'll be able to just adjust any of them. And I felt this is cloud cover, but in the garland, which you can't quite see, there's this, I thought it was balmy blue, but it's a little more subdued. Like it's not quite cloud cover, and it's, so anyways, I went with cloud cover because it's pretty close to my colors in on my walls. My walls are somewhere in between a cloud cover and a pool party. It's not quite as greeny as pool party, and it's not quite as gray as cloud cover. And it's funny because that is exactly, like, it was so hard to get that color. We mixed a bit of this and a bit of that and then lightened it, and so it's totally a bit of one and a bit of the other to get the wall color. So again, if you use glue, you're gonna have to hold it. I won't actually, I'll do the other one because I used glue and it wasn't dry enough for me to close to finish it. So we'll use that one if this one's not dry by the time I'm ready for it. So now you have, it's like a little tray, and now it is the same size as my other piece. So you could put tear and tape or Seal Plus. Maybe I'll use glue on this side, and then I'm going to try the Seal Plus. So I then put it down, and then kind of with the glue, you can wiggle it around and then push it down to kind of keep it in that right spot. Let's try, it's got to be right on the bottom there. You're going to have, ooh, that's not the bottom. No. Because then it's going to be sticking. So maybe that's not a good idea. And it's too hard to put the seal. You could use tear and tape. Let's see, is this going to be sticky? Oh, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. We'll go with it. But I think it's safer if you put tear and tape on here or the glue. It's just that little bit easier to control. But now it's insta-glued instead of letting the glue dry. So there's pluses and minuses to both. All right, so now you have a cute little treat box. So these edges are, the scored edges are not 100% necessary. It just helps them rather than, or it would just bend. So either way works. And then since this one seems to be happy, I'm going to punch the hole while it's together. And that way it's in the same spot on both sides. I should have waited to do that. Anyways, so we'll just set that aside for now. Oh, can you hear Aspen moaning and groaning in the background? She's so funny. Then for my decoration, I took the leaves and acorns, but there's also the beautiful pumpkins. Either ones would work with this. It's so pretty. But if you are doing that, if you have a huge number of people coming for dinner and you have to color them all, keep that in mind. So the other two are pretty darn quick and easy to just cut out and put together, whereas, I mean, you could leave it like this. I guess you don't have to color it. But I like to color it. So I've got some pecan pie. I stamped it with early espresso. Then we've got our acorns. And I go quiet when I color, so it's probably not a good thing to color on video. Why is it so silent? And then I've got, this is the SU 200. I felt like the 100 would just be, I like the brown, like it's almost like the early espresso color, but it's just so dark. This one has a bit of a reddish tinge to it, but not much. Okay, this is the stem there. Okay, and then I'm going to use, so I just pulled a leaf color out of my garland, which keeps getting stuck out of frame. So I pulled out the soft sea foam. Unfortunately, my tip is dying. But I have, when they die like this one's still working a little bit, but my scissors aren't sharp enough. That's why I didn't do it. But I've just been, I mean, I lose that sharpness. You guys are probably going to be mortified, but it's completely dry and useless. So, and I've tried, don't get me wrong, I've tried dipping it in, see, then it comes to life again. I've tried dipping it in alcohol, because these are alcohol-based markers. Did not liven it up. It just kind of diluted it, if anything, and the tip did not get, did not gain color or anything. So this is my answer till I have to buy, like, you know, as long as I'm getting color. And I find when they get too frayed, then it's hard to color, like you start coloring out of the lines because the fray kind of hits, and then you get, so I know it's painful to cut it. Probably looks horrible, but then it gets new life out of my markers until I get new ones. And for some reason, it's maybe because I use the light ones more, but it's all my light ones that seem to be like that. My dark ones are usually alive and well. Well, part of me wishes that they would come out with refills instead of, you know, having so much plastic waste, and, you know, other markers have the refills, but then you would need changeable tips as well, because the tips do die with time. And then this one, unlike the other ones, I don't have to fussy cut. This one has the dies, and it has that beautiful background die that I've used before. And then you can just die cut it out. And then I just I only put dimensionals on the back of the two acorns, so none of this is glued down, simply so that when it, you know, it's not, I mean, you could have it bend with it, it's not the end of the world. It's whatever, I don't know. Either way. Okay, so once you have that on, and here's the leaf. I think I can't remember if I showed it. That's the leaf I used to do the first set of treat boxes. Okay, and then I pulled out some linen thread, and I meant to pull out another ribbon of some sort, because I think it's fun to have this as a bow and then maybe a thicker ribbon as well. Either way, you could put the Hershey. Actually, I think they weren't. Well, I don't know if they were Hershey or if they were Jersey bars. The little ones for Halloween, those would fit perfectly in here. Or I think they have those like nugget. I don't know what the brand. Maybe they're Hershey Nuggets. Those would fit. So you could have this. You could add a thicker. These scissors. I want a new pair of snips, but they don't have them anymore. I hope they come out with new ones soon. So that's the third option for table treats. And oh, I had a I had a thing out because you could stamp like the grateful for you or thankful for you and attach it as a tag here, or you could put the name again and have it as a place setting. So let me pull out. So we've got this one, we've got these ones, and these ones. Do you have a favorite? Do you have one that you would use over the other, or one that you think goes better with this wreath than the other? What do you think? Or should I just mix and match them all now that I've got, I'm partway there. Maybe it'll depend what I decide to buy as treats. Maybe that will be the deciding factor as to which one I need to make for my place settings. But hopefully that gave you some ideas if you're celebrating Thanksgiving this weekend. They are quick and easy things to make. I was going to make them while watching Survivor. Yeah, hopefully you have a great Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. And we will see you next Wednesday. They're all mix and match would work. Yeah, I don't know. This one to me is a bit off, but I guess it does go with all the colors. So yeah, maybe depending if my treats fit in them all, I could mix and match them all. Yeah, so don't forget, if you're wanting to get your hands on some kits at a discounted price, today's the last day, and all the other things. And hopefully you have a great weekend. All right, see you next Wednesday. Bye. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Thank you.